What's going on, guys? JSR15 here and welcome back to another Pokemon Sun and Moon episode review. In today's episode we will see the start of Ash vs Kukui's exhibition match. So if you're excited to see this match and want to find out what Pokemon they will be using in today's episode, stick around because we're going through it now. Before we begin this episode, at the end of the video I'll be talking a little bit about the preview that we saw about the Sword and Shield anime. Now that's covered, let's begin the episode. So this week's episode is episode 141, the final battle, Ash vs Kukui. Okay, so now that the world has been saved and the Master Royale's true identity has been revealed, we can begin today's episode. First thing we get to see is everybody's shocked faces because they've just found out who the Master Royale really is. Kukui tells Ash that the battle will be a 6-on-6. Now at this point, when I heard this, eyes widened, I leant forward and thought, Ash doesn't have 6 Pokemon. Can we see a return of one of Ash's previous Pokemon? And then I leant back and remembered. Naganadel turned up in last week's episode, and he does have 6 Pokemon. Yeah, for a split second, I was really hoping we get to see a return of one of Ash's Pokemon. At least the battle is 6-on-6, and I believe it's the first 6-on-6 battle we'll get to see in the Sun and Moon anime. The next morning we get to see Ash, who is doing some interesting training before the battle, while on the other hand Kukui is thankful he didn't get shouted at by his wife for hiding the fact that he was the Masked Royale. On the battlefield, everybody is super excited to see what is going to happen, except these two. I don't actually think they can see anything at all because of their hair. Anyway, Ash starts the battle with Torracat while Kukui starts the battle with Incineroar. And I have to say, the start of the battle was really well animated. We also had some awesome music playing. In fact, the whole battle was animated really well, apart from the parts where they reused animation like Flame Charge, and I'm pretty sure Fire Blast, because I think we've seen that before. Anyway, as the battle progresses, Kukui goes for the dreaded move, Blast Burn. Now, we all remember the last time someone used Blast Burn against Ash. It didn't really go too well for Ash. But this time, it wasn't a big deal, as Torracat somehow managed to absorb the entire move. Why couldn't Ash Greninja have learnt that in the Chaos League? Would have been so much easier and it would have fixed so many issues. Anyway, as Torracat is starting to feel the heat, Ash decides to switch him out to Dusk Lycanroc. Ash being, well, Ash, tells Lycanroc to grab one of the Stone Edge shards and attack that way, and it worked, surprisingly. Kukui then decides to do the same as Ash and return Incineroar and brings out Braviary. Braviary then goes for a Rock Slide, which I didn't actually know it learns, but yeah, it learns it. And then the episode ends. So, what can I say about this week's episode? Well, got no issues with it at all. I thought it was actually really well done episode, a fantastic episode actually. We got to see amazing animation, incredible music, the episode was interesting, there was action, there was funny moments. No issues at all with this. The highlight of the episode has to be Torracat vs Incineroar. I thought the whole animation was absolutely fantastic. The way how they did one-shot sweeping movements, how they had the music going with it. I thought it was really well done how they put that together. Another highlight is also the music. They used the Kahuna battle music, they used other really cool music, and they also used the Xerneas, Yveltal and Zygarde music right at the end, which fitted the episode and did not sound out of place at all. So I think the rating that I'm going to give today's episode is a 10 out of 10. No complaints with the episode, no issues with it. It delivered, it was interesting, it was exciting, the animation was good, the music was good. 10 out of 10. Before I end the episode off, we're going to talk about the teaser trailer we got to see for the new Sword and Shield anime. It was really short, so I'm just going to point out some of my favourite parts of it. So it looks like they are going to keep Ash as the main person in the anime, although I know there was a lot of speculation whether he was going to go out of the anime and no longer be the main character, or he was going to be a side character and be someone else, or they were going to keep him altogether. I'm really happy they are keeping him in the anime. And it also sounds like it is the same voice actor, which I am really happy about. The new character we got to see in the trailer, I believe his name is Go, and it turns out he has a partner Pokemon, Scorbunny, which, yeah, I'm happy that Scorbunny is going to be a main Pokemon in the anime. I feel like it's just a fun Pokemon with loads and loads of energy. I think it's going to be a really good asset too. We then get to see the image of the Pokeball with the 2 trainers in the front of it and all the regions around the edge of it, which does bring more the fact that this anime is going to be focusing on all the regions, not just one in particular. The final thing I want to cover on this is Ash's appearance and the way he looks. Honestly, if you ask me, it just looks like a more polished version of Sun and Moon. Although, I'm pretty sure in the anime that's what they've been doing the entire time. Like, Johto was a more polished version of Kanto, Sinnoh was more polished than Hoenn, Kalos was more polished than Unova, and now Galar is more polished than Alola. I just really hope that with Ash looking like this, they turn down the comedy quite a bit, because I know in Sun and Moon there's so much comedy and it gets to the point where you're just watching and you're like, did they really have to include that? Did they have to make that funny face? I'm hoping they turn down the comedy a little bit. We then find out that the first episode will be airing on the 17th of November, and it is going to be an hour special, so I will be doing a review for that when it does drop. But anyway, I think that's where I'm going to end this episode off. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. I've gone for a different style to this video. Normally I cover absolutely everything that happened in the episode and then give my review at the end of the video, but this time I've decided to cover just mainly the main events that happened in the episode and a little bit of the funnier moments in it as well. Comment down below in the comment section, let me know what you thought of this video. As you know, I'm starting to reply to a lot of my comments down there. And finally, subscribe to the channel if you are new. As you know, we're bringing one of these every single week. But I think that's all I've got to say for this video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next week with the next one.